Time for the same thing again, dude.
I don't know if I relate to this, but yeah.
I don't know, man.
Lol. Bunch of suckers. Bunch of fucking meat munchers is what you guys are. Whoa, what's up? Yo! What's happening?
That.
Dude, why is our desk tilting?
Go on.
Call my daughter ever again, and I promise you it's the last number you are ever gonna dial. You ever text or call my daughter ever again, and I promise you it's the last number you are ever gonna dial.
What the fuck?
I don't give a fuck if XQC comes out the closet if he's gay. That's my brother at the end of the day. I love him. I don't care if he's gay or not gay. I still love XQC no matter what.
Where did he get that from?
What?
I mean, I didn't wish the goat liked him.
That's my brother at the end of the day. I love him.
Or that's what he wants. That's what he's saying. Is he wants that.
Dude, chat, he said we were gonna come out together. I don't get it. Did he not do it? I'm the only one who did it?
54 months on.
You gotta really arch your back.
Just making sure that all his ducks are in that proverbial row.
Alright.
Yo, why'd you push me? They don't have fire sockets. Stop being a pussy. Don't push them. Yo, why'd you push them, bro?
Who linked this? I mean, that could be a new format, no?
Chat, this is fucking insane. Chat, I think the chat. Okay, again, I'm not gonna say anything. Now, I'll say. Chat, I think this is like a decent like meme format now, no?
Yeah.
Like, oh guys, free TK, and then no, not funny. Really? Not funny? Okay. Yeah, I can't make a joke anymore, man.
No, they're complaining over nothing, man. It's just a fucking TikTok, you fucking dumb fuck. You dumbass chatter, man.
Vegetable oil, AAA battery. Wait. Interesting.
Took a break as we escape to my Decatur love. Girl, you're wet as a dream and I'm ready to break you off.
Chat.
I switched up my routine.
Chat. I know for why my mom wouldn't tweak out, right? My dad would tweak out if I did bad stuff like that in school. But for some reason, when it was about high school projects, my mom would tweak the fuck out when it was like that type of stuff. Like, oh, dude, like a Sunday night, dude, ever. She'd lose her mind.
I never did him. I just did my guy in the group. I didn't really check my phone and anything, right? So what I did, I just let the other guy in the group, finish my project for me. I mean, if I got a bad grade, I could blame him, right? And if I got a good one, then I'll just get a free good grade. Right? It's so easy. You know?
Messi. What is that?
Yeah, because if he got a bad grade, it's his fault. He made the project and he fucked it up. He fucked it up. And if he got a good grade, that's max win. You know?
Dude, fix your app, man. Sorry about
Because I'm not doing all that.
Fuck you! Okay, is there something I could do?
Yeah, you can give me your fucking analysis on the blood splatter on these killings. You think I'm here to invite you to my nephew's bris?
Chat, I'm gonna say it and say to make you really mad. Dragon Ball Z dub is actually good. Only weeaboo dumb fucks gatekeepers say, oh, all dubs are bad. I'm listening to the Japanese version. Okay, and you're tweaking out and you're falling asleep and you want to listen to anime or whatever, and you only listen to Japanese and you can't read the subtitles. Dude, you're gonna be lucky for a dub, buddy. You're gonna be lucky for a dub, pal.
Opportunity, or might the ketchup and mustard weigh him down? Well, over they go. It's not too bad at all. So 9.6 is the target. There is the launch.
I mean, he broke his leg, isn't it?
Okay, but chat, what's all these people like? Do you think they're gonna fly? What the fuck is this?
Oh hell no. That's not gonna catch any wind. Yeah, well that one's gonna fly. This guy, dude, they pulled out the fucking aeronaut engineers.
And this is the glide. They're cheating.
No, that's. I think that's valid. This one's cheating as well then.
Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Right, they pull out the fucking optimized shape strat, the curve optimization.
Dude, that's crazy.
I pay your wages, bozo. You work for me. Now flip my burger.
Okay, I've been trying to flip your burger, but I mean, you're never happy with the burger I give you, so how about you give me more instructions?
Poor hands type that.
You're just customer. If you're my shot to kick your dumbass out, fuck you.
Yeah.
Poor people hands type that shit.
The customer's always right. It's only that the stores tell people that they say and think. But the reality is, if they say the customer's always right, you know what they are? They're a failing company and they're going out of business. Never give a fuck about what the customer says. The customer's always wrong.
Yes.
Fuck the customer. The
customer knows nothing. The professional knows what's up. He made the product, of course he knows what's up. The customers are dumb. They complain about fucking nothing. If you get a complainer customer, make sure the guy's not your customer. Right? He'll find anything to complain about. The guy's got too much time on his hands. Right? And the moment he fucks off and stops complaining, what happens is he comes crying back because he needed your product, because it was just good. Products are good in their own right. They're not good because the customer said so. Right, people just need some things, and the people that have the vision can provide those needs. The customer doesn't have the vision. He doesn't know what he needs. He has no idea. He just buys shit. He just consumes like a dumb fuck. He just kind of buys because he feels like buying it.
Equals 3, Raybell and Johnson, Smosh, Ryan Higa, and I forgot what's his name, Big Bass, whatever. Huh? Interesting clip.
You should get it like this.
I'm all about energy though. My name Larry Smoke.
What the fuck is what? What the fuck?
Trey, you got a text of the reaction stylist.
I'm all about energy. That's it. My fault, bodyguard.
He just misread the lines. That is what it is. I heard these guys have seen it all at this point. Dude, I wonder what these guys think in their heads. Like they've seen the most absolute abysmal dog shit unfold in front of them for like day in, day out. Like, he didn't know how to react. He just sits there silently. He's probably like, is this a threat? Or is this autism? Is this a skit? Is this a fan? Like, see, they have to scan through this shit. What? What?
AI fake. Fake AI.
It's AI, yeah. I'm about to say this is AI. Yeah, the guy did. Well, I was looking at the top too much that I didn't see that this guy just went inside of the ground.
AI slob. 2.
Two is AI, what?
It got 1 piece and it turned into 3.
AI 2?
I mean, again, 1. The guy cut the thing once and it put 2 lemons on the screen. What the fuck was that?
AI 2.
It's 1.
So obvious.
How the fuck did it cut a piece and then put it into 2?
What?
That makes no sense. Where did the butt of the lemon go? Also, a lemon isn't shaped like an egg. That's not a lemon. But it's kind of unfair. They slow down the real footage to throw you off. I mean, to... What the fuck is that? That doesn't even look like bacon.
Well, that was obvious. I was really not paying attention.
1. 1.
2. 1. 2, 1.
1. That one's a bit harder. 2.
I have to go back, actually.
2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. Oof, that was close. Yeah, 2.
2. That was way too easy.
Yeah, 1.
I mean 1, yeah. Against they can't fucking do the tofu. They can't do the tofu for shit. What the fuck was that? I'm gonna skip the outro. There's another video I'm gonna watch it. You all know the song, you know. If you can just do it anytime. You can just do it anytime. But hey, let me click the thing, cut. I mean, this is broken. Sure, I'll just listen to the whole song then, fucking bitch.
If someone with an average salary wanted Elon Musk's net worth, they would have to work for 8 million years. That's 30 times longer than human beings have existed. And in the time it's taken me to tell you this, Elon has made another $100,000. But the craziest thing about Elon is that he's not even the richest person in history. He's actually not even close. If you look back in time, there are people that make Elon look broke. So let's go find
like the kings and shit.
Starting in the late 80s with a Colombian billionaire who revolutionized the energy supplement industry. Pablo Escobar, at his peak, was supplying 80% of the world's motivation powder. He was raking in $420 million a week, but his
if you've got a monopoly on everything, then yeah.
But technically, though, compared to anybody else, hold on. I would argue it's probably pretty high up there because all these guys are like asset based and all that, and stock based. And if you're gonna dump a lot of your stock or some of your shit, it's bound to lose value on the way down. And basically, when you sell everything, you're not even be close to your net worth, whatever. But that's some cold hard cash, though. That's some fucking straight bills in the bank.
Yeah.
Straight bills, cash on hand, paper though.
He's not even beating
Hold on, though.
But
yeah. It's like
Pablo's
the guy has got the whole fucking gold reserve in his backyard. That'd be rich. Not he has some connection to some fucking to a bunch of companies, and he buys stocks and all that, and he's registered and everything. And he's corrupt and he evades taxes and all that. No, the guy is a fucking criminal, but he's got stuff, real stuff.
Where families can be supported on a single income. The American dream is alive and well. How's everyone else doing?
Back to Stone Age.
It's in these ruins where we'll find one of the richest men to ever live.
Mussolini.
Joseph Stalin, the communist ruler of the Soviet Union, was uninterested in money. He had practically no personal possessions outside of his pipes, books, and plain military tunic. He did live much better than his citizens, having access to things like food, but he wasn't basking in luxury.
Chad, this
His
guy
pay stubs
invented the
show him
Gulag.
making
Did you
today's
know that?
equivalent of $30K a month, but according to his son, he just let the checks pile up on his desk, and he probably didn't even...
I think Gulag is just a prison,
The reason
but
Stalin is considered one of
he's
the
known
richest
for
men
it.
in history, despite technically having no money, is because he didn't need money. He
Isn't it
already
just a
owned
prison?
The entire state. Doing anything that questioned his power, even something like telling a private joke, would get you gulagged or executed. Stalin had so much control that after he had a fatal stroke, no one called a doctor for 12 hours because everyone was too scared of Stalin waking up and punishing them for acting without official orders. So despite being broke on paper, Stalin had complete control over an economy that would today be worth $10 trillion. See, in order to find the richest person in history, we need to think bigger than just money. Every person in this video will represent a different time period.
yeah, as I was saying, people that run countries, dude, countries are above any entrepreneur guy. The reality is Elon Musk, for example, the guy has got no power, dude. Right? When you get really rich, like really rich, money and power are just the same thing, right? The most powerful guy is the guy with the most money, and the guy with the most money is the most powerful guy because he can just he doesn't earn money. He can just ask for it and he gets it because he's that guy, right? They have everything because they're just that guy, right? They don't need to work for it. They don't need to build connections. They're already there. They're already at the top. They get anything for just by being them, you know?
Is just buy his shit art. It's not like if you go back in time, you just get like a patron who's gonna buy his trash, change history.
These 9
But
months to
everybody's
reflect
noses.
and reform and turn himself into a better person, he wrote Mein Kampf. Upon release in 1925, the Racism Manifesto met with mediocre sales. But as Germany's situation declined, Mein Kampf's popularity grew. And when Hitler took power in 1933, the book was everywhere. It was also around this time when Hitler realized he had access to developer commands. He instructed the government to buy 6 million copies of his own book and hand them out to soldiers, government officials, and newlyweds. He then avoided a $2 million bill by making himself tax exempt. His next lick was copywriting his own image, which allowed him to collect royalties on every postage stamp sold in Nazi Germany. Then he copyrighted his speeches so he could collect money when they were printed in the news. These passive income streams made Hitler millions. By the end of his life, Mein Kampf had sold around 10 million copies, which actually isn't an insane amount. For reference, he was outsold 3-1 by Anne Frank, but Hitler did have one last side hustle. Between 1933 and
I mean, Mein Kampf only had like a short runtime. No one's buying that nowadays, yeah.
Being so awful before tech improvement stopped next wars. Yeah, but this is something called accelerationism, and it's you have to tread lightly when using those terms online. Be careful how you dialogate with other individuals on that topic.
In donations from his supporters, most of this coming from wealthy businessmen. It's impressive how much personal money Hitler was able to milk out of his position, but his real wealth came from his military might. At its peak in 1942, Nazi Germany controlled nearly all of Europe, stealing hundreds of billions in resources and putting millions of people into forced labor. So through his conquests, Hitler commanded resources worth $3 trillion in today's dollars. But before dictators, there was a man building a very different type of empire. Henry Ford had a revelation. If you pay them more and let them sleep, your slaves won't revolt. In 1914, Henry made the radical decision to double wages from...
Wait, is that house? Is this AI? It looks modern.
In 1914...
Yo, this house looks modern AF, brother man. Yo, this is a house made last night. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's because modern architecture is based on the modern period. Right? Most of the stuff that's made nowadays is just rehashed shit from the interwar period.
From 6 days to 5 days. After seeing the operations of meatpacking plants, Ford organized his workers in a line.
Like, you'd be surprised how little styles are truly unique. Right? I mean, truly of this age, of this period. It's mostly just rehashed shit.
Wasn't the assembly line or the Model T. See,
Mustang.
after Ford made automobiles accessible to the masses, people began moving outside of cities and driving.
Don't those houses look kind of like houses you'd see now?
By companies and countries. The suburbs, commuting, and the modern work schedule can all be traced back to Henry Ford, which is why many credit him as the inventor of the middle class. So despite his
probably because trademarking thinks it's just shit. It's a cheap way to get a bunch of money. It doesn't last because people hate you for it. And you don't actually make anything. You just claim you do. And you do nothing for it. You don't earn it. You just claim it.
If I did what people asked
right.
for,
Trademarking is what I said about power. But just that's the fucking the sham. You're a sham, dude. You're fake. That's not real power. That's just you claiming to have power. You don't.
Regulations don't exist. Long hours and unsafe working equipment.
Because you're not that guy. You need a trademark to tell other people that you are that guy when you're not that guy. Right? When you don't, if you don't even trademark your shit, you don't fucking copyright your shit. You give a fuck. You know you're that guy, right? You know it because you get all the benefit without even telling people you need it because they just know, or they know you. They just know.
He actually meant that shit. But the richest of the three was John D. Rockefeller. In 1870, John...
This guy looked like the guy who made the light bulb, no?
He meant that shit. But the richest of the three was John D. Rockefeller.
Thomas Edison?
In 1870, John founded Standard Oil. He quickly curb-stomped his competitors through innovation and screwing them over. And by the 1880s, he controlled 90% of America's oil refining. But his empire fell in 1911 when the U.S. Supreme Court declared Standard Oil an illegal monopoly and ordered it to be broken up into 34 new companies. This judicial punishment destroyed Rockefeller's fortune.
Wait, what the fuck?
To be broken up.
Wait, that's all the oil. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? That's all the oil.
Into 34 new companies. This judicial punishment destroyed Rockefeller's fortune, and he ended up dying in poverty. Just kidding. After the breakup, he had ownership in each of the new companies, and their stock values soared, making him richer than ever before. The antitrust breakup resulted in Rockefeller becoming the world's first billionaire, and at his peak in 1913, he was worth 2% of the US GDP. Estimates of his personal worth in today's dollars range from 4 to 600 billion, making him potentially the richest person ever. But before the robber barons, there was a family who bankrolled entire empires. The year is 1744. The United States doesn't exist yet. The life expectancy is 30. Cities are full of shit. There's no electricity. In a small Jewish ghetto, Mayor Amschel Rothschild is born. He starts in business at a young age, working his way up from being a rare coin dealer to a successful banker. Then in the early 1800s, he launches a conquest. He sends his 5 sons to the 5 key financial centers of Europe. Every son does their part, and before the invention of the telephone, the Rothschilds have established the first international banking network. They finance wars and peacetime recovery, pay for massive projects like the Suez.
What? He sent his 5 children to different places for him to lock in, and everybody locked in?
Canal, and give out loans that save countries' economies. But the Rothschilds have one serious problem. For centuries, Jews in Europe had been prohibited from owning land, blocked out of most industries, and at risk of property confiscation or exile. So in order to ensure their survival, the Rothschilds invested in stocks, bonds, and debts, rather than just tangible assets like gold or real estate that could have been taken or destroyed. Another method they used to ensure their wealth stayed within the family, the cousin technique. Through financial tactics and incest, the Rothschilds managed to mostly avoid persecution. But the extent of their wealth... Financial tactics and incest, the Rothschilds managed to mostly avoid persecution.
Dude, all the empires, the most famous dynasties, they did that shit, dude. Did all the famous European households, the kings and shit, they're all incest. You know, in Greece, right, the Hellenistic dynasties, they were all fucking incest. In China, it's all fucking incest. Right, they all did it because it kept power. I mean, and that's that's also why they all fell off. Because the first guy that came to power was that guy. He earned it, right? And his successors were also that guy, but eventually it kind of erodes away from the point. right? And you get some little fucking prince that's just a spoiled brat and doesn't know how the world works and only got the power because he was born, right? And he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, right? And he fucks everything up, and then everyone hates him for it, and then they fall off.
When Charles was slow to pay back his debts, Jacob sent him an angry letter reminding him of his place.
It is well known and clear as day that your Imperial Majesty could not have claimed the Roman crown without my help.
Damn.
History repeats itself.
Chat.
Church officials ended up getting in so much debt.
People always forget the day ones. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The fugger that they started selling heaven passes called indulgences. This led to a protest, which led to a religious revolution.
I mean, I studied that, not
more
that I was there.
influence than kings, but he was also a nice.
Dude, he's being a. Yo, is this a cocoon for dick?
Yeah, it's a dick shield.
Social housing complex, and to this day, 150 people still live in these apartments at the cost of $1 a year, as well as 3 required daily prayers for the Fugger family. At his peak, Jacob owned 2% of Europe's GDP, which would be around 400 billion today. But the richest person in history may have been further back in time. In 1324, a man went on a pilgrimage across Africa. His name was Mansa Musa, and he was the king of the Mali Empire.
Oh, wow.
Mali had a lot of salt and a lot of gold. A lot of gold. So much gold that on Musa's pilgrimage he covered himself, his 60,000 person entourage, and his hundreds of animals with thousands of pounds of gold. And then he handed out so much of that gold that it destabilized local economies. So he borrowed the gold back, which fixed the problem until he paid all the debts back at once and everything crashed again. After Musa's multi-billion-dollar road trip, he began showing up on maps decked out in gold, cementing his reputation in history as the original flexer. But estimating his net worth is borderline impossible, since all accounts of Musa's trek come from second-hand testimony. It's believed that Musa controlled about half of the world's gold supply, and the most common number I found for his total worth was 400 billion, but many numbers went much higher. So based on the amount of valuable resources under his control, Mansa Musa may be the richest person in history. But go back.
That's kind of impressive for just gold. Only gold, right? The guy, he didn't do anything. The only impressive thing he did was have much gold. He's just only valuing gold. So that's a lot, right? Compared to like Stalin, right?
They had like 28% of the.
Because Stalin owned a bunch of modern production shit and all that, right? On a massive country.
That's crazy.
Genghis never really had much wealth of his own, and this was actually vital to his influence. Rather than taking for himself, war loot was redistributed to soldiers and commanders to promote war.
Yeah.
Genghis wore the same clothes and ate the same food as his crew. He slept in tents and asked to be buried with no.
If you're an Age of Empire player,
wore the same clothes and ate the same.
You hate the Mongols if you play that fucking game and you don't play that
food as his crew.
It's crazy.
He slept in tents.
Yo, you attack these mother suckers. They pack their shit up in fucking. On wheels, and the whole village wheels away in another part of the map, and they rebuild. It's fucking so annoying.
Asked to be buried with no markings or signs. Genghis Khan didn't really have desire for personal wealth or possessions, but based on his control of land, he may have been the richest guy to ever live. But let's go even further back in time, to the year...
Yeah, I don't think Genghis Khan was that rich. He just... he was just the leader of the army, and the army was very effective. But the thing is... It's not like he built a lot of things, right? He didn't build. He was just a conqueror, you know?
Every country is kind of doing their own thing. America is building early cities thanks to the Mayans. India is trading through the ocean and Silk Road. China just invented paper. And in Rome, Augustus Caesar is balling. A few years prior, he defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra in battle and snatched up Egypt as his personal property. He now controls around 20% of Rome's economic output, and that includes the tax flows, the treasury, the gold and silver mines, and revenue from conquered lands. He also has a money method where he kills rich people from his own empire just to take their stuff. After Caesar passes in the year 14, he officially gets declared a god with an estimated modern-day net worth of $5 trillion. But let's go back another 900 years. Civilization is in its early stages. Most people live short, difficult lives. Money in the form of coins doesn't yet exist. King Saul.
Chat, look at that, chat. Look at this dude. Chat. Remember this? Look at that. Look at that. At their prime, chat. British Empire. See this? 26% of the world.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mongol Empire, almost 18%. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, anyway, that's about it. That's all I wanted to show you.
How is the Mongol Empire only
What do you think
1%
about
bigger
the
than Russia?
fumble? Guys, it is not always about how high the peak is, but how
Probably
low
because
the bottom is at the
Siberia
same
then,
time.
right?
Imagine owning that much land to be relegated to a fucking floating rock. That's crazy.
Solomon rules over the kingdom of
cannot
Israel,
even
collecting
think
gold
about
by
that.
the ton. His yearly tax revenue is 666 talents of gold. He basks in his riches with his 700 wives, and in today's money, he's worth over $2 trillion. But this is all according to accounts in the Bible, written hundreds of years after he would have lived. When we're this far back in time, details get murky. Written accounts are sparse and incredibly biased. The richest man from ancient times will never really know. So, who is the richest person in history? Looking at this graph, it seems like there's a lot of people who make Elon look broke.
I feel like what we need, chat, is who had the biggest impact on the earth that we can still feel to this day? Who had the biggest
The goat.
impact on the globe? Indistinguishably.
But these numbers don't tell the whole story.
Biggest impact.
In 1913, John D. Rockefeller 2% of US GDP. Today, Elon Musk is worth
The richest person is just the guy that ruled the best empire for the longest.
Inflation-adjusted net worth higher than Elon's.
I think
But here's
Drake,
the catch.
low-key.
The US economy today is 22 times larger than it was in 1913. Rockefeller had a bigger slice of a much smaller pie.
With all my
Estimated
subjects
numbers
is going
don't
to
tell
be
the
the
story
richest
of
on
how
this
the
list.
entire world has become more and more prosperous over time. Elon is now the biggest
Right, some Roman empires could come close, some Chinese empires, emperors,
And whether you like it or not, chat, we're in his.
you know, some caliphs.
Chat. Even think about the map of the things in space, the fucking Starlink. We're literally in a ball, all linked together, a massive ball, and that's his prison.
Like King Solomon. It wouldn't disappear if he lost his positions of power. Unlike
And
today's
maybe
he
some
can access it for
monarchs
whatever he
of
wants.
modern
He
Europe.
harnesses technology that ancient figures would think is witchcraft.
How is Benjamin leading
Elon
it?
is the richest person in history, with his 400 billion today. Eventually, someone will get even richer, but based on history, everyone else will get richer too.
Yeah, the thing is, Elon Musk, like I said, money at the high echelons of society, right, means nothing. Because money and power is just the same thing. The most powerful guy is the richest guy, right? Because if you're all the way to the top, the reality is you can just steal all the money in the world and no one will bat an eye because you are that guy, right? You own everything. Doesn't matter. So the richest guy ever is just the most powerful guy ever. But it's kind of hard to tell because you don't know exactly how everything was in the past, right? You can probably look at today's world and some of the most powerful dudes are maybe Putin, China guy, Xi Jinping, or I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. You know, some American businessmen like Trump and Elon Musk, and that's pretty much it in today's world, right? In today's world. In the past, like some European monarchs, and then if you go back further, it's just some emperors of some massive empires, pretty much. Right, that's the gist of it. I mean, yeah, Jesus.
Very interesting.
Of course.
What about XQC though?
But Jesus owned nothing, and he had no power. He was just a guy, right? So, I mean, power and long-term influence you have is just completely different. Right? For example, you look at Alexander the Great. The guy was just a conqueror. He just had an army and some generals that led the army, and he conquered where he went. The reality is the guy didn't even have too much power. He wasn't the most powerful guy ever. No, not even close.
Yeah! Boom!
Right, but he had a legacy though. Right, it's about the legacy. Not how much power you have or how rich you are. It's about the legacy, dude. You know that. Okay. That's why I actually go to. Because the legacy speaks for itself.